guys, welcome back. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to be talking about 7 older eyeshadow palettes that are still on my wish list. A lot of these are affordable. There's maybe like 1 or 2 that are kind of up there. You'll find out which ones they are, and a lot of these are available still at Ulta or on their own personal websites. And one of the reasons why they're still on my wish list is because they're pretty high ratings and reviews. So if you want to check them out, you can check them out. I'm kind of veered off to the left of you guys, I think, or the right of you guys, my left, so I can put up pictures and you guys can see what palettes I'm talking about. But these are the 7 eyeshadow palettes that I still want in my collection and that are still on my wish list. So let's get into it. Okay, before I start talking about the first one, my lipstick today is by NYX Cosmetics, and it is the NYX Lingerie Double XL liquid lipsticks, and it is the color Unleashed or Unlaced. So this is what it looks like. Absolutely love it. I really love how my look came out today. I used ColourPop, and I don't know, I was in a vibe for kind of like a violet type of purple moment, so that's what we're doing. And then I am still burning Firecracker Pop, so it's almost done. And I also decided just to leave my hearts up. I figured this world needs, you know, a lot more love with everything that's going on right now. So there's that, and then I added my little flag. If you're new to my channel and you don't know, I am bisexual, so there's my little flag. Okay, you guys, let's get into it. These are in no particular order. I'm gonna give you my reasons why I still want this or why it's still on my wish list. But the first one is the Born This Way Natural Nudes Too Faced palette. It runs for $49. Oops, sorry, hold on. I had to grab something, so here we go. It runs for $49. This one has been out for a while. The first time they showed this palette before they dropped it, I automatically fell in love with it. I just really love the color story and how they laid the eyeshadows in there. It is not your typical circle. These pans are more of a square and rectangular shapes. And I just overall love the vibe of it. The shimmers look incredible. I've read and heard so many great reviews on this palette. They actually just dropped another palette more on the darker nude chocolatey type of tones into this collection, and for some reason, like, they do really good with their Born This Way collection and formulas. Like, I love their Born This Way setting powder, which I have on right now. I also love their Born This Way concealer. It is one of my favorites. I think they have something really, really good going on with this whole Born This Way collection type of thing, and I do hope that they continue to add more products to that line. I really still want this palette. The packaging is beautiful. The mattes look incredible, and it's just a beautiful mauve cool tone palette. Like, I really, really love this palette, and it's been a while, so they say if you fall in love with something, sit on it for a couple of days, because $49 is a little pricey, but you do get a lot of eyeshadows in this one. And I've slept on it for a while and it's still on my wish list, so hopefully if they ever put it on sale, I'll be able to pick it up. But it's not like I need any other mauve tones, I know, but it's beautiful and I still want it. I don't have that many Too Faced palettes in my collection, so I still and would really, really love to add this one to my collection. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, the next one is by Nabla, and it's a small little palette. It has 6 pans to it, and it is called the Midnight Cutie palette. It runs for $24. This is available on their site and Ulta. I've seen great reviews on it. I do have, which I recently showed in another video of mine, I do have one of these palettes, and I am happy to say that their shimmers don't give me an allergic reaction. And the color story to this one, you guys, it just looks absolutely beautiful. That blue on the bottom left side is just calling my name, and so is the one on the right side. I love the packaging. I love the cutie vibe to it. It comes with a mirror. It just looks so beautiful, and I feel like Nabla, for the most part, is always well spoken of, and I want to try more of their stuff, given I only have one palette by them. But I'm just happy that so far what I used, the shimmers are amazing. They didn't give me any issues, and I really want to just try out more of their stuff. They do have bigger palettes, but right now I'm riding out with the little ones with them. So yeah, I'm kind of intrigued, and this one has been on my wish list for a while. I am happy it's still available at Ulta, so I'm just like, and it's affordable, you guys. It's $24. You could probably use a coupon on it, get it with your points. So if you were looking into getting a blue palette, maybe this, you know, could be right up your alley. I do have other blue palettes. I have the Morphe blue palette. I have the blue palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I also have a couple of blue palettes by ColourPop that I love. I know I don't need any more blues, but just those shimmers and just, what name is this? It's called Sapphire and the Quiet Storm. You guys, I'm in awe over this. Given this palette, now that I'm really looking at it like closely, they only have one matte shadow in this and the rest are all shimmers. But I'm still all about it because the other ones like Air and Alma, I can use that as highlighter, inner corner highlighter. You can use that for a bunch of stuff, but just what's really calling me is the whole packaging on this palette. And Sapphire and Quiet Storm, I'm all about it. So it's still on my wish list and I still want it. So let's get into the next one. Okay, so the next one is super affordable. You can find this at any drugstore if it is available. It's still available on Ulta right now. It is $19.99. And it is the Milani Gilded Terra palette. For some reason, the white eyeshadows and then the more seafoam greens and that dark green and kind of like the Tiffany mint blue green, which is one of my favorite colors, just call my name. I do love the color story overall in this. I've never, not that I can remember, I don't think I've ever tried Milani eyeshadows. There are a couple of palettes that they have that I like, that I would like to try, but this one is definitely on my wish list still. It's still definitely on my radar. It comes with a mirror and you get a lot for your money, which is great. You get 15 eyeshadows in this palette for $19.99, so that's incredible. I've seen and heard great reviews on this, and it does remind me for some reason a color story of one of the Natasha Denona palettes. I don't remember which one it is, but it's kind of giving me Natasha Denona vibes. And this is definitely one of those palettes that you can use year round, but it's definitely screaming spring and summer. So if you love Milani and you've tried their stuff before, you might want this palette, but it's definitely still on my wish list. So let's get into the next one. Okay, the next one is the Lorac Noir palette, or Noir. It runs for $39. It is available at Ulta. Again, you can probably use a coupon on it or some sort of a discount if it's too high for you. This one has definitely been on my wish list for a while. It is more of a neutral palette. I've never tried their eyeshadows before, and I would really love to try more of Lorac. I think I've tried their face palette. It wasn't my cup of tea, but I tried it when I first started getting into makeup, so I really didn't know how to use like all the contouring stuff. But once I got to familiarize myself with it, just the whole contour thing wasn't my thing. As you can see, I don't contour, you guys. I don't feel the need to, but this one is definitely been on my radar and my wish list for a while. The packaging is pretty basic, which is fine. I'm not sure if it comes with a mirror. It doesn't really bother me. I feel like mirrors are just a plus, especially when you want to travel with a palette. But this one runs for, again, $39. I've heard great reviews on this one. The shimmers look stunning, like stunning. And I just like overall the color story of it, given it's a neutral palette, but just the undertones and the shades of it just look absolutely beautiful. And the last three on the bottom right side are definitely calling my name. So I definitely want this one. They have smaller palettes if you haven't tried their stuff. If you have tried their stuff, please leave me comments down below and let me know what you think. Are you loving their eyeshadows? This one has definitely been on my wish list since it came out. And I think not too long ago they had a sale, but I didn't get around to getting it. But I definitely would want to add this one to my collection. This one does come with 18 eyeshadows in it. I do like the square pans of it. And of course, overall, you can use this palette year round. It's a neutral palette with some gorgeous bronze colors, golds and rose golds and some gray tones. Like, there's a lot of smokiness going on to this palette, and I really love it. And I really want to try it. So let's get into the next palette. Okay, the next palette is a little pricey as well. This is by Beauty, and this is the Black Magic Poise palette. This runs for $44. I will tell you though, it was the packaging and the color story from this palette that really caught my attention. I've been looking at it for a while. It is still on my wish list. That gold color called Magical just literally looks magical. It just looks like melted gold, and I want it all over my lids. Like, it just looks stunning. That blue color looks absolutely beautiful, and the color Mother is just another one that's just calling me. I love some dark saturated like undertone burgundy reds like that. Obviously it's got some neutral stuff to it, but I've never tried their eyeshadow palettes before. I heard that they are amazing. I've read some good reviews on it, and I still want to try their stuff. I think the only thing I've tried from Beauty has been a lipstick, and I did like it. I really want to branch out to some other makeup brands this year and try some stuff out. So definitely still on my wish list. Is a little bit up there. I'd probably use a coupon or something if I can on top of it, or points or whatever. Gonna continue to wait to see if it goes on sale. But again, if you guys have tried any of these palettes, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your feedback. Okay, the next one is by Morphe. I still love Morphe, but lately they haven't really been making anything to give me that vibe of like, oh my gosh, I need it. And lately they've been doing a lot of collaborations where I'm just like, really? Okay. The Morphe 35S Sweet Oasis runs for $26. It comes with a crap load of eyeshadows. You already know how Morphe rides. The packaging is beautiful. I heard that this palette is stunning, and this palette performs really well, and so does the brushes, but I really don't need the brushes. The last 3 lines on the right side is literally what's calling my name, because all of the other colors I pretty much have in my collection and in other Morphe palettes, but I did hear great reviews on this palette, and it is still on my radar. I am definitely being called by this palette because of all the turquoise and kind of watery colors, which is all the way on the right side. Those last 2 are just stunning and absolutely beautiful. This is great for summer and spring. You can do a lot with this palette. It's not one to travel with, because I would never travel with a palette this big, but it's definitely still on my radar. I love the color story of it. I believe this was, I don't think it was a full-blown collaboration with I Love Sarai. I think she was just the spokesmodel for it. She got paid to be the face of this palette, but I'm not sure if they actually collaborated in making this palette. Like, she sat down with them, she chose the name, she chose the eyeshadow. If I'm wrong, let me know, but I did watch a lot of reviews on this, and including hers, and I don't remember them ever saying a full-blown collaboration where she created this palette with Morphe. She was just the face for it. But nonetheless, the looks that they did in this campaign on her were absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, and it is the reason why I gravitated toward this palette too. They sold it very well. It's still on my wish list. I still want it. I love the color story of it, and most of the Morphe eyeshadow palettes that I have not given me any issues, and I really still love them, and they're super affordable, so you can't knock them for that. But yeah, definitely still want this palette, and it's definitely on my wish list. Let's get into the last palette. Okay, so the last palette is in collaboration with another YouTuber that I follow. Her name is Batty Bean. It used to be Butte Bean, but she did a collaboration with Shroud Cosmetics, and it is called Freaking Bats palette. It does run for $35. It does come with a mirror. I love the color story of this. It is super unique. I'm also going to put up swatches to this. Every time they restock it, you guys, it sells out. So the owner of Shroud Cosmetics said as long as there's a demand for it, they're still going to create it and have it on the site. They just did a restock, I believe, on, what's today, Thursday? I think they restocked it on Monday or Tuesday. It's already sold out, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? So I'm gonna try to see if I can get it on the next round. Overall, you know that I am a lover of all spooky, horror, and kind of grungy stuff, which I'm kind of thinking of making a whole other different channel just for like horror stuff and movie stuff, because this is my makeup channel, you guys, and I know a lot of you guys are here for makeup and reviews and stuff like that. And I have tried to put up movie stuff, and they don't get a lot of reviews on this channel. So leave me comments down below if it's something that you would like for me to do, if it's the channel that you would follow. But I'm seriously toying with the idea of making a horror channel just for grungy stuff, horror stuff, like horror hauls, like meet and greets, and talking about horror movies on Netflix and recommendations and all that stuff, and horror merchandise, and maybe get into some like horror subscription boxes, just that type of thing, because it's just my vibe, and I really love that. And it just makes me sad sometimes that I can't talk about that stuff on here, because it just doesn't, that's not what you guys are here for. So let me stop rambling. But yeah, that's my point. But the packaging on this is absolutely beautiful. The color story is out of this world. It is truly unique, truly different. The names were inspirations of different movies that Baddie Bean loves, horror movies and type of stuff like that. So it is just super different, and I absolutely fell in love with this palette when they first dropped it over a year ago. So, and it's still doing really well, so congratulations to her. This one is definitely still on my radar. I still want to get this palette so bad. It's so cute, and the colors are just beyond this world. So I'm just looking at that Grim color and Adams, and it's just like, yeah, I need this palette still. So those are the 7 eyeshadow palettes that are still on my wish list, you guys. I absolutely still want to get every single one of these. I pretty much am giving you all my reasons why. So leave me comments down below on what eyeshadow palettes are on your wish list. What would you like to get, or what would you love to have one day in your collection? So that is it for today, you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Please be kind to one another, and please be kind to yourself. I love you, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye.